Why are startup founders and innovators needed now more than ever?
Yeah, I can start with that one. We are facing arguably the biggest challenges that our country has ever faced historically. With unemployment rates at an all-time high, we are dependent upon founders to create companies that will either change the way that we do things, innovate on the way that we do things, and grow our communities. So I believe that founders are the bravest people on earth. We are the people that take the risks, that come up with the creative ideas, that really can move our country and our communities forward. So I think it is more important now than ever for companies to be created, to make impact and create change within our communities, and also, frankly, to create jobs. Not everyone has the capabilities to be a founder. It is one of the most difficult things to do. And we need to create these companies so that people who want to go forth and support these companies can do that and can have, plenty of opportunities for work, because there's not going to be work for a lot of us to go back to. And so we are dependent on these new companies to be created. So I actually feel like now our mission is more important than ever.
Now, given where we are in society, really, given the economic implications, the societal implications of everything going on, and then the healthcare implications on top of that, we've got a huge need to innovate. And what we see is when we go into a recession, we actually see startup creation skyrocket. If you can't get a job, if unemployment is super high, you go start your own thing. And that leads to revenue in a community. It leads to more jobs in the community. Most job growth happens from early stage companies. And so when you think about innovators' role in kind of the economic development of a community, we have to be starting more companies, and we have to get founders the support they need in order to be successful at that. On the social front, creating new technologies that change, like Erin said, change the way we live, change the way we're able to execute against some outcome that we desire. Typically, innovating around opportunities is where we see the world change a little bit for the better. And sometimes that is radical innovation. We're creating the next big thing. Sometimes that's incremental innovation. We're making a thing that already exists a little bit better. But either way, giving the tools and tricks to get the hard work done as a founder, and having the support of your community and a program like Lighthouse is continually important. On top of that, I'll speak to the diversity piece very briefly. Not only is diversity important to us at the HIC, we believe it's requisite. When you consider in the healthcare environment that underserved, underprivileged communities, minority communities, Black communities are disproportionately affected by lack of access to healthcare or the healthcare system itself. We have a responsibility to make sure that access is equitable and that we're building products that actually include all of the communities that we ought to be serving. On top of that, from a VC perspective and an investment or startup perspective, we see that something like 80% of VC firms don't have a Black partner or a minority partner. 1% of VC typically goes to underserved, underrepresented founders. We believe we have a responsibility there as well as we consider the landscape of innovators building solutions to include all of the folks who are coming up with solutions that make sense. What's important is if we miss the mark, if we don't do that well, we'll be building in an echo chamber solutions that make sense for the innovators building. If we're not including a wide swath of innovators, we miss the mark on building the right solutions for an inclusive community. So at the HIC, that's a core tenet of the way that we operate. And we believe that has to be an active engagement with the community to source founders rather than expecting them to come find us. So we're really excited to be able to do that as a longstanding commitment to our community, to our entrepreneurial ecosystem, and ultimately to improving healthcare here at the HIC.